Hi, this is the self-reflection reading for Leo. If you've not been to any of my self-reflection readings before, the idea behind these is every now and then we've all got a bit of inner healing work to do. Sometimes we don't necessarily know what it is that we need to work on. So this is a bit of a helpful nudge from Spirit to give you some ideas on what it is that you might need to work on. So this is a collective reading. Please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you don't find any messages in this that resonate for you, please check with the placements. You may find some in there. This should relate to your past, present and future because it is a self-reflection reading. So let's go into it. Today is the 10th of July, but whenever it falls into your feed, is likely to be when it should be relevant for yourself. Okay, so Spirit, can you get some cards for Leo for their current self-reflection journey? I do apologise about how loud the cards are. It is a new microphone, new camera as well. If you haven't spotted, it's all a bit different. So yeah, I realised that the card shuffling is extremely loud on this microphone, so I do apologise. I am trying to keep the cards away from the microphone as much as possible. Okay, so your overall energy, we do have a Page of Wands. So this is suggesting that maybe recently you have considered a new relationship. Maybe you've started something new. Maybe you've had a new friendship. You could be your, how do I put it, your emotions might be a little bit immature. That's really harsh to say. I don't mean it like that. I'm not saying that you're immature. It just might be that you were feeling a little bit immature potentially. You could very well be looking forward to a holiday. Maybe you are, just beginning to do something a little bit different. You've started something new, potentially a friendship or a relationship, and you're quite passionate about it. It could also have something to do with creativity as well. Maybe you started something, maybe a craft or something creative, and you're really enjoying it at the moment. You're quite enjoying how it's making you feel. Now, but it is still very new. That's why it's coming through with this immature energy. Not that you're immature, but just potentially what it is that you're doing is still in its early stages. Now, in how you're talking to yourself, you've got an Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So you're not currently talking to yourself very nicely at all. You're currently telling yourself that you are throwing money away. You might be refusing gifts. If anybody's given you a gift or, offered you something, whether it's money or help with finances, you may be throwing them away, and you might be telling yourself that you should be turning that away. It could be that you may also be telling yourself that you've got issues with money and also your health, that your health may be suffering as well. It is very much of you telling yourself that you can't save money as well, though. Maybe you're constantly chastising yourself if you're struggling to save your money, or if you're chastising yourself for spending too much potentially. Maybe you're not able to save money at the moment. But yeah, this is you kind of kicking yourself as well for refusing a gift potentially. Let's get clarification on this. It's either that or you are telling yourself to refuse a gift. Let's get clarification on this Ace of Pentacles, please, Spirit. So we've got a Death card, so a transition. So you ended something and you're starting something new. Now that could be any number of things. You're transitioning. So it may be you're transitioning with regards to your finances. Maybe that's why you're feeling that you've got this lack, or you're refusing something. We've got a Knight of Wands in the reverse as well. And you've also got a Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Now the death card with regards to this, you know, transitioning through something. So maybe it's something where you may have had a lot of money before, or maybe you were receiving a lot of gifts before, but you coming out of that and you're telling yourself that, no, it's time to end that. You need to start doing things yourself. So maybe you're trying to become a bit more self-reliant, but you're struggling with it and you're chastising yourself. It could very well be the other way around, where you've not been able to save, and you're trying to come out of that to be more abundant. Maybe you're even being abundant and you're not even aware of it. You're just telling yourself that you're not, you know. We do have a Knight of Wands in the reverse, which is suggesting that you have lost a bit of the passion for things. You might be running out of steam as such. You could be telling yourself that you're running out, you're tired, you've run out of energy. You could also be telling yourself that you're doing something that's not noble. You could be, again, chastising yourself over this. It could be that maybe you've accepted a gift and you're telling yourself that you shouldn't have accepted a gift, maybe. And we've got the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, so something has been out of balance as well. Potentially you've not necessarily been willing to help other people in the past when they've needed it. Maybe it's something where people have stopped helping you if you need it, potentially. It could also be that you are spending a lot of money. Again, that could be why you've got this Ace of Pentacles, and maybe why you're feeling so worn out. Maybe you're feeling worn out trying to battle your own head because of what's going on. You're spending money, you're trying to save money, you're telling yourself off, you're not willing to accept gifts, you're trying to come out of it. It's like you're tired of chastising yourself, you're tired of what you're going through, and you've got this Death card that's saying, okay, yeah, it's time to end it now. Okay, you need to change, you need to have a transition, you need to end whatever's going on so you can move forward into something better. Now, what you're hiding from yourself out of shame or fear, we have a Three of Cups. Now that Three of Cups could be a number of things. It could be going out and celebrating. It could potentially be a third party situation. I don't think it's either of those, I'll be honest. I think it's something more mental or more physical. I think it's something to do with yourself. I don't think it's involving other people, because this is something that you could be ashamed of. So this is, I mean, obviously you could be ashamed if you've had a third party situation, but I think this is more to do with some sort of friendship, celebration, maybe intoxication, maybe joy, excitement. So maybe something you've started over here, maybe you're feeling ashamed of it. Maybe, I mean, obviously this doesn't have to be a friendship. It could also be obviously a creative new start for something. But this is suggesting maybe you are potentially ashamed that you may have been going out socializing a lot. It might be even suggest that you have a fear that you don't have enough friends, that you can't go out and socialize. It's also overindulgence and intoxication. So maybe you are scared or ashamed of something to do with intoxication or overindulgence of some form. So yeah, it could be, if you've not got much money, maybe you spend it on too much drinking, too much partying, too much food maybe, and just overindulgence. Drugs could be an issue as well. It could even be that you spend it on other people a lot. Just had a card jump on the floor. Sorry for my head going in the camera. Right, so we've got a Six of Swords. Okay. So you're also moving away from something. So whatever it is that Three of Cups is representing, you're transitioning. So you Okay, so you could be afraid of transitioning into something new, or you could be scared that you can't transition into something new. Or maybe you're too ashamed of what's gone on to transition. Because this is moving forward to something that's calmer. It's recovery as well. So I think this could have something to do with overindulgence. So if you're spending a lot of money and you're telling yourself off and you're tired and you know you need to change something, something needs to come to an end. It's usually some sort of belief system, some sort of trait, something that you're doing, maybe a relationship, maybe a habit as such, something that needs to end in order for you to start something better. Up here, it could have something to do with, if that's recovery, you know, whatever this Three of Cups is could be causing you some sort of pain, and that could be why you're ashamed of it and you're recovering. You need to recover from it. We've got a Queen of Pentacles in the reverse as well. So again, somebody that's losing money. She's not got any money at all, but she's also not interested in domestic affairs. So again, that could be something that you might be ashamed of, or maybe you're scared that you'll lose interest in, you know, family life and home life. Or maybe you've done something, potentially. Like I say, this card, it could be a potential third party. It could be that you've done something, you've moved forward into what you thought was going to be calmer waters, and it means that you may have left a family life behind. It could also just be that you may have chosen to go out socialising as such, and you're just feeling regret, shame, possibly fear with regards to it. Maybe you're scared of losing a family if you move forward. Can I get one more card, please, Spirit? I've got a feeling it's more with regards to whatever the recovery is with the Six of Swords. Okay, so we have got a Four of Cups as well, and we have got a King of Cups. So that Four of Cups is suggesting that you're feeling a bit bored. You can't actually see what's in front of you. You've got those Three of Cups there. You know, you're doing, you know, whatever those Three of Cups, but you're not grasping that fourth cup that's being given to you. So, you know, maybe you've got those three cups, you've been out drinking, partying, and then you've got a fourth cup, but you're not looking at the fourth cup. You're too busy daydreaming. You're dreaming about everything else, and you can't see what's there waiting to be given to you, or what you can't even see what's already been handed to you. You're disinterested. You're not looking at it. It's like you don't know what's good for yourself. It can also be that you're ignoring an awakening as well. It could be that you're refusing to see something that's in front of you. You could be refusing to accept a choice that you've been asking for. We've got this King of Cups as well, so it is suggesting that it is something where you control your emotions. This could have something to do with a long-term partner as well, because the King of Cups is a long-term partner. It could be that you might want to be a long-term partner. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe whatever this Three of Cups is representing, you're aware that you need to move forward from it and transition, because at the moment it is causing you to be unstable. You haven't got the finances, so you're doing a lot of daydreaming potentially, and you know that you want stability and you want to be a long-term partner. You maybe want a long-term relationship, but you're aware that the situation that you're currently in, or habits that you may currently have, are not fulfilling you enough. You haven't got the stability that you need in order to potentially move forward, in order to embrace being that King of Cups. And it could be something where you're scared. Maybe you're scared of discussing your emotions. Maybe you're scared of making a choice. Maybe you're scared that you'll get bored if you do make a choice. Maybe you have a fear of making the wrong choice, so you make no choice at all, and you miss what's there in front of you. Obviously, that's a lot of different things that could represent. But I definitely think that this Six of Swords is potentially some sort of recovery. It's moving forward and recovering from something. Didn't it? But yeah, so whether that is a person, a place, a situation, it's crossing into unknown water. Maybe you're afraid of doing something new and doing something different. Maybe you're ashamed that you've moved into something new, to do something different. You could be ashamed of your feelings. You could be ashamed that you may have let go of a family, maybe, because of whatever this Three of Cups situation is. I do think it's more something to do with your finances, though, because you've got a lot of financial stuff down here that you're telling your stuff off about and chastising yourself. So yes, we've got more cups emotions up in the middle section, but you have got that Queen of Pentacles in the Six of Swords, like I say, is talking about recovery. I mean, that can also be mental recovery. It doesn't have to be, you know, a physical recovery. So maybe, you know, you need to recover from chastising yourself so much. And you're just scared to stop doing that, or you're ashamed to. Maybe something's happened in the past and you're ashamed to let yourself be happy. Right, now what you can do to help yourself, we've got a Four of Pentacles and a Three of Wands. Now that Four of Pentacles is telling me that you need to hold on to something, that you have got something that you need to hold on to, whether that is finances itself, to get yourself more stability. It's suggesting that you need to gain control, you need to hold on tight to something that you want or care about. Now that could also be a relationship, it could be a person, but in this context with how many pentacles we've got out, I'm assuming that this is potentially more money. It's about accepting money as well, potentially. Potentially starting to, how do we put it? It's gaining control over your finances as well. So potentially looking at where you're spending your money, where can you cut extra monies out, how can you control it, possibly getting some help to do that, holding on tight if there's anything else that gives you stability, holding on to that stability. And then we've got that Three of Wands. Now that Three of Wands is suggesting that you observe and put some plans into action, possibly to do with a business partnership. It is, yeah, it's waiting it out as well. So maybe you've got some business partnership that you've got in motion that could give you some stability, and you need to hold on to that idea. And it might just be that it might take a while to come through, so you've got to do some waiting and some observation with regards to how that's going to go. Let's get some clarification on this. I'm sorry, I just did those right next to the microphone because there was an empty space. Let's do it over here. Don't like shuffling on top of cards. Let's do one more. Can we get clarification of that Four of Pentacles and Three of Wands, please, Spirit? So we've got a High Priestess that's come out to the side. So that's not having all the answers, and not having all the answers can be a bit of a challenge. And that's why you've got that Three of Wands telling you to have patience and wait. You're not going to know all the answers, but it is planning to do things, possibly in secrecy. Maybe either keeping a secret or doing things in secrecy could also be a bit of an issue, and could be a challenge. Maybe it's either you want to come out with what your plans are and what your hopes and dreams are, and you can't. It could even be that you need to and you're not, because you like to keep things on the down low. We've also got a World card now that also came out in a challenge position, so again ending some sort of cycle. Again, I've got a feeling that it is to do with Pentacles, ending something. So maybe if you've been spending a lot of money, that's been causing you some issues, possibly to do with overindulgence, you know, and leading into recovery. This is suggesting that you need to potentially end that cycle. We've got a 10 of Wands, so you are carrying a big burden. Now that's come out in a challenge position as well. It came out to the side. That is telling me that you were ready to put that burden down, but you don't know how to, or you're not willing to share the load. But that's suggesting to me that you can put it down, you can share it. It's just that you might not want to be doing that. So whatever this is, whatever this ending is, whatever this 10 of Wands is, the sharing of the loads, because that is an ending as well. Putting down whatever this burden is that you're shouldering, that you're carrying, and it involving somebody else, but trying to not keep it a secret is what I think is going on there. It's like involving someone else, so you're not doing it all on your own. You're not having to shoulder it. You're not bearing it all to yourself, because sometimes when you're doing it all on your own, it can be a bit too much, and that can cause you more issues. Where if you've got somebody that's there supporting you, whether that is through a new business partnership or another type of partnership, you know, it can help. And obviously you've got that waiting and observing, so it's putting it out there to potentially to that person and seeing what they come back with, you know. Now what you need to release, we've got the Strength card, so that's suggesting to me that something you need to release is to do with trying to be brave and strong. So maybe you are somebody that has a lot of pride. Maybe you're a Leo, of course you've got a lot of pride, it's your card. But yeah, you've got, you know, it's that self-control. You need to release self-control, self-discipline, pride, any sort of ego that you're holding. And sometimes it's okay to not be strong and have courage, you know. It's telling you to release that and stop worrying that you can't be the strong person all the time. You know, you can't be the person that's always brave. You can't be the person that has to put on a brave face and be courageous and go forwards. You're allowed to be vulnerable, and that is telling you to be vulnerable. Let's get some clarification on that card, please, Spirit. Can we get clarification on this Strength card? Thank you. Two flippers there as well. Let's take those. Right, so with that Strength then we've got a 6 of Cups in the reverse, a 2 of Cups in the reverse, an Empress in the reverse, and a 7 of Cups in the reverse. Wow. So yeah, so the 6 of Cups then in the reverse is looking at things from the past, and you're either looking at them with rose-coloured glasses on. So if you're looking at things thinking that they were absolutely amazing, they possibly weren't. It could also be that you're looking at things thinking that they were absolutely horrific, and actually they were really, really good. So when it's in the reverse, it's a distorted perception of the past. that's something you need to release. You've got a Two of Cups there also in the reverse, which is suggesting that you've had some sort of disagreement. Maybe you've made a choice, and maybe you've had a falling out with a partner, a lover, a friendship, and you've had that disagreement, and you're feeling alone now. That's telling you to stop feeling alone. Release that, let it go, because from the look of it, you need to share something. So maybe you've kept yourself feeling alone because you haven't wanted to share whatever this burden is, and that's telling you that it's time to release that feeling of being alone. And maybe if you've had a falling out, either release the person that you've had the falling out with, or release the concept that you fell out, because you may not have. It might just be a perception that you've got. We've also got an Empress in the reverse, so that is suggesting that there's also a lot of somebody's feeling a lack of abundance. I'm going to guess that's potentially you. Now the Empress in tarot, kings, queens, they're all interchangeable, so it doesn't suggest that you're female. It is just a personality trait. So that Empress, when she's in the reverse, is suggesting that you are feeling blocked. So maybe you're a creative person and you've been feeling blocked. So that's telling you to release that feeling, become unblocked. You could also be extremely overwhelmed, and you can be feeling disconnected, and you could be feeling a lack of prosperity, which I'm going to guess has got more to do with all of these pentacles that you don't seem to have any of. Okay. We've also got the Seven of Cups, so that is suggesting that you need to release the thought that you have to make a choice, or release the fact that you've had multiple choices and that you have to narrow it down to one. It's okay to change your mind. You don't have to make a choice and stick with it. You can change your mind on things. It is allowed. It is suggesting that you are feeling that certain options are blocked from you as well. Now, whether that is to do with finances, because you've got a lot of financial things down here. Maybe you think you can't get a new job. Maybe you think you're not allowed to work in a particular industry. Maybe you think that you've got to do it a certain way. That's telling you to ignore that. That's not the case. You can choose whatever you want. Release that idea that you're limited and restricted. It's making sensible choices, but releasing the fact, or releasing the thought that you have none. Because that Empress is suggesting that you feel like you've got no movement, you've got inflexibility. You've got no abundance, you don't know what to do, you're completely overwhelmed. That Seven of Cups is telling you, okay, but you've got a lot of choice out there. So you need to release the thought that you've got no choices. You have got a lot of choices you can make. You can even go back on a choice. If you've made a choice and you change your mind, it's fine. It is suggesting that there are things that you may have come across from the past that you may need to learn from still. With that Six of Cups, potentially there is some bad memories, maybe some forgetfulness that has happened. Again, it could be a refusal to share. So down here you've got the need to share a burden, making a partnership. That Six of Cups could literally be that you've been refusing to share in the past. Maybe you've refused to share with somebody that was a Two of Cups, and it has caused disagreements with that Two of Cups, and that's what you need to release. Potentially you may need to start opening up, sharing with that person, and it will, change this disagreement that you've got, and release it, and it, and improve whatever situation that you're in. Now, what you need to embrace is a King of Pentacles in the reverse, which is odd because he is, again, lacking money. But now that King of Pentacles in the reverse, yes, he hasn't really got any money. He hasn't got no savings, but he does know how to make money. And he can be in a bit of debt. But he can be very successful. So yes, he might be in a bit of debt. He knows how to make money. He can be extremely successful. But he can also make money in unconventional ways. So it might not be a mainstream 9-to-5 job. you know. Might not be somebody that's working in a checkout. Could literally be that maybe they're self-employed doing something obscure, something that's artisan, something that is unique, that only they can produce or very few people can produce. It's something that is a little bit yeah, just not necessarily the usual practical. Not necessarily not practical. Obviously, everything's going to be practical, but they just earn money in an unconventional way, or they can earn money in an unconventional way. But yeah, I mean, he is somebody that generally can't save money. But this is something that he's telling you that you need to embrace. So let's have a look and get clarification on that. Sometimes you need to spend money to make money, and that could be exactly the reason behind it. Spirit, can we get clarification on this King of Pentacles, please? Thank you. So we've got a 9 of Wands. Is that a 4 of Pentacles? That's come out in a challenge. So yeah, 4 of Pentacles again, and we've got a Devil card. So the 9 of Wands then, protecting yourself, guarding yourself, putting barriers up, having threshold, but going into uncharted territories. So the same as that 6 of Swords, doing something different, trying something out. So maybe what this King of Pentacles is telling you to do is try something new. You might not have any money, but try something new. You've got no money anyway, you know. What's it going to hurt? You've got no money. Obviously, that doesn't necessarily mean that's what you've got. Pentacles are also stability. So it could just mean that you're lacking stability. But that 9 of Wands is suggesting try something new, because you're already feeling unstable. You're already lacking that stability out there. So, you know, try something new. It might help. You've got a 4 of Pentacles that came out in a challenge position. So holding on to stability is going to be a bit of a challenge. Keeping hold of something will be challenging. So whatever over here that's been telling you to hold on to for, you know, to help you heal, this is suggesting that you don't need to hold on to it quite so tight. Or maybe you're trying to release it, but you need to hold on to it. So trying to hold back onto it when you're thinking of releasing something could be a bit of a challenge. We have got the Devil. So the Devil is suggesting that you may need to be doing things to serve yourself. Now, he's not always a bad card. Yes, he is somebody that he can have obsessions, negative connotations, but he's also freedom from things, facing your fears, freeing yourself out of bad habits. You know, yes, he can also be addictions. So embrace the fact that you may have an addiction so that you can release it. This Pentacles is saying that releasing it could be quite hard, you know, but it is also putting yourself first, making sure that your needs are looked after and dealt with. So it might have been, as daft as it sounds, so here where you're worried about moving, or you're ashamed of moving forwards, and here where you've got burdens that you've not shared with regards to money or addictions or whatever's happened, you might need to share it, because keeping it to yourself isn't helping yourself. It's not doing yourself any good. The Devil's telling you to preserve yourself, look after yourself, do what you want. Yeah, okay, you might be keeping things to yourself because it's what you want, but it's not doing you any good. So involving others, because normally when you've got the Devil there, there's normally other people on the card. I mean, on this particular one, they're all burnt and the tiny little bodies all across the floor. But it's usually involving other people. But also embrace your shadow side. So yes, you may have things about you that you might not like, but embrace them so that you can learn from them, and then you can move. You might not necessarily be able to change them, because let's face it, a lot of people will struggle with change. But knowing that it's there can help you identify what triggers it, so you can try and potentially avoid those triggers in future. Or if a trigger comes along, you can put things in place to prevent those triggers, which is possibly why you've got this Nine of Wands telling you to try something new, venturing into new terrain. The Devil may have been something that you've had a long time, you know, but trying something new to help control that devil, because that devil is also control. So trying to potentially control something that you've been holding on to, having your own boundaries, making sure you don't cross your own boundaries, and trying to release whatever this is in order to embrace stability. But yeah, you do definitely need to stop talking to yourself then quite so negatively. I can understand that you may be feeling quite tired and drained if you've constantly got no, feeling like you've got no stability. But you have got something that's in front of you. And you're ashamed to see it. You're ashamed to move from it or move towards it. And it looks as though you've got somebody that is willing to work with you as well. It's just that you don't seem to want to come out in the open. You don't want to express it and come out in the clean about it. You're more worried about trying to end a cycle on your own, but you need to share that burden. Now, like I say, whether that is with somebody from the past, because of this Six of Cups, which is generally past energy, a past love potentially, but like I say, it's also that things haven't been shared. It's been unequally shared, or things haven't been shared. Could even be a lack of contact as well with someone. But I've got a feeling that it's a refusal to share that's caused some sort of miscommunication. So starting to share, stop having that strength and thinking that you've got to shoulder all that burden yourself. Releasing that strength and relying on other people. Stop being so overwhelmed and thinking that you've got to do everything on your own. Right, let's get you an Angel of Light card. We'll also get you a Moonology card, and we'll do you a Kitchen Witch Oracle as well. Spirit, can we get an Angel of Light Oracle card, please, for Leo? Okay, mercy. To develop the quality of mercy, forgive yourself and everyone around you. Be magnanimous. See the good in others and give them the benefit of the doubt. Open up to compassion, but most of all, access the wisdom within that recognizes the divine in every creature. When you temper your attitudes to others with mercy, you offer them grace. You spread much light, joy, and freedom, and empower others to find the good in themselves. Choosing this card may mean that the angels of mercy are offering you release from your pain or difficulties. Accept it graciously. Affirmation, I am merciful. I think as well, having mercy on yourself, especially if you're going through something hard that is, hard to get out of. Being merciful to yourself, forgiving yourself. Because sometimes that's something you need to do, give yourself that self-forgiveness in order to move forward and release things properly. Sometimes all you need to do is forgive yourself. Okay. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. Commitment to what is the question. You will know that. So clearly something's hard for a reason. You're being tested. Okay. Oh, there. Got cards jumping out before I've even started to shuffle. Put those two back. So, patchouli, purpose. Let's see what that one means in a little book. Patchouli. I don't think I've read this one before. Don't give up, even though you may feel your life has no meaning or direction, for I am here to change your outlook and remind you that having a purpose enables you to live life to the full. So seize the day and embrace your ideas to achieve your goals, to reignite your passion. I shall give you good reasons to get up in the mornings. Use me in meditation as I transport your mind to far-off magical places with just one sniff of my musky exotic scent. My potency will evoke nostalgic memories for your soul to awaken and remind you of why you're here on this beautiful planet at this time. Anoint your doors and windows with oil as a magic defense or to repel negative influences, and use me in spells and rituals to attain the spiritual growth you've been seeking, as well as mastery of the self. So yeah, patchouli then. So that'll help you with, wow, that Six of Cups that was upside down. That Ace of, the Page of Wands, that Knight of Wands, giving yourself this zeal and zest for life again. Stopping you feeling so tired. Having that passion. Creativity, starting things new. Right, I hope that has helped some of you Leos out there with whatever self-reflection it is that you need to do. It sounds like you really need some love, so sending you all love and hoping you success in that journey. If you do like the reading today, please can you like the video? That would be amazing. If you pop us a little comment in there as well, that would be awesome. It will share it among other algorithms to get exposed as much as possible. That would be fantastic. Sending you much love and thank you for joining me.